Hey guys, before we get started, we want to shout out all of our awesome partners, including Hicks Chiks, Trinity Medical, Gregg Vet, Magnolia Bluff Casino, Weeks Furniture, and all of the awesome partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them, and we hope you enjoy the show. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, and we are back with another episode with Champion Sports Talk and my man Joey Martin. How are you?
I'm good, man. Ready to go.
Got enough. I think so far this month we've had tornadoes, freezes, and floods.
Everything.
So
everything.
Well, I'm not gonna say what else because that's you never ask that.
Yeah.
Never ask that.
Only January.
That's right. Well, good to have you out again, man.
Absolutely.
As always, we're driven by Sango GMC, our buddy Mark Sanguinetti over there, and we're live right here at Magnolia Bluff Casino in the Playmaker Sports Lounge. So. Real quick before we get started with the local sports, I want to say thank you to all of our military men and women around the world. And also, we're Jessica Anderson from Magnolia Bluff Casino. We're thinking about you. We hope that your recovery is coming along, and we hope to see you soon.
Absolutely.
And we've got a special guest today. I've actually never met until today, so I'm excited about it. You've told me a lot of good things. And Mr. Buddy Wade.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? If I made a list of 5 people that I've enjoyed covering the most over the years, he would be in that 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
Good. And I didn't do any research or anything because I really wanted to come in today as almost like a viewer.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to kind of tag along and listen and just jump in.
Absolutely.
Where I think a viewer might, kind of do it like that. So
that sounds good.
Yeah. So before we get him on, why don't we do some of the local sports? You said we got a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on. A lot of rivalries going on. And, man, it's been a big week just this week.
Okay.
Of course, everybody back playing after the postponements. But
yeah.
Today and Faraday played actually a postponed game from the week before last night in Faraday. And Vidalia girls and Vidalia boys both beat Faraday. And so that gives them a sweep of Faraday for the year. And I've been trying to find out the last time that happened, and I'm still going back to 96. So it just hasn't.
I was just about to say, I bet that hasn't happened too much.
And that was 6th straight win for the Lady Vikings, who, man, the job Flora McKnight has done there has been awesome. They now have 13 wins, most since 1999. So, like I say, great job for them. Vidalia boys won 62-53, and it was typical Vidalia. They can't do anything to start the game, can't buy a bucket, and they pick it up later. But
heat up, yeah.
Yeah, a great game by Maury Lewis, as you know, and Mark Perkins. They all stepped up. Ronald Ellis has done a great job since he joined the team last week, and he provides a big spark. So, and then Tuesday at Cathedral High boys upset AC. Huge win for them.
I saw that, yeah.
61-56. Grayson Gay, 29 points, 10 rebounds.
I saw he was the MVP of the game.
Yeah, Justin Hawkins, he picked up 2 quick fouls and wasn't able to play most of the game, but he scored 10 points in the 4th quarter, which is huge for them as well. Lady Wave won 51-23. Kinsley Young, 22 points, 18 rebounds. Molly Shirley, 11.7 rebounds, 5 steals.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 freshmen who had big games as well. So, and looking down the road, big things for Cathedral girls.
Yeah.
Natchez High was swept by Florence Tuesday. The boys 12-9, the girls 17-6, and they play at Provine tomorrow.
And I saw on the Natchez one of the Facebook pages. I don't know if it's Natchez High or the district or what, but Ellis. What's
Renaya
Ellis? I saw where she's made an all-star.
Right. She'll be on the playing in the North-South game.
North-South.
She's just a junior, so yeah, that's a big honor.
Yeah.
She's a player.
Yeah.
Monterey Wolves swept a pair of games from Harrisonburg Tuesday. That's a huge rivalry. Good job of them. AC Green and Addie Lacaz, 17 points each. The boys, Jack Magoon, Talon Blount, and Sam Geemer all had double-doubles. So good win for Monterey. Poor Delta Charter, they're still trying.
Struggling, yeah.
They're struggling, but they were swept by Delhi Tuesday. And the Lady Storms lost 46-15. But Delta Charter Soccer, and you talk about a team that's been affected by the weather, they finally got to play this week. played 0-0 tie against Buckeye, which was huge for them. And the boys lost 2-0. They're doing a great job there. And they play Grant, and because that's playing Friday. They were postponed Wednesday because of all the weather. But
Yeah.
man, it's been crazy. But it's coming down to the nitty gritty time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what our teams do.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the soccer coach over there? Do you know who the soccer coach
That's
is?
Kristen McLaughlin. She
Okay.
does a great job.
Okay. Yeah. That's one of those sports that I enjoy watching, but I just know if it goes in the net, it's good. Like, well, if you kick it, if the other team kicks it, it's bad. That's all I really know.
That's all you need to know.
I hear people going, "He's offsides" or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what any of it means.
Okay.
But kids, soccer kind of came after my generation a little bit.
Right.
But the kids these days seem to love it.
Oh, they love it. You're
Yeah.
right.
I would have probably loved it if we had more of it. You're just running. That's all we did as kids, just
Yeah.
run around. And but kids these days, they seem to love soccer. It
Yeah.
seems to be really growing in popularity.
Yeah. And, it's the kid who can't play baseball, football, or baseball,
Yeah.
can play soccer,
Yeah.
a lot of them. So
Yeah.
that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all the local I got.
Okay. Well, good deal, man. I appreciate it as always. Make sure to every week, make sure to pick up the Sentinel. You always have
Appreciate
good stuff in there.
Thank you, man.
I always get mine every week and enjoy reading it. One of my highlights of the week. I enjoy
Appreciate that.
reading the paper, holding it in my hand and reading it.
Hey,
Let my eyes rest on this thing for a little while. I still love it every week.
That's awesome.
So I appreciate everything you do, and I appreciate you covering the local sports for us.
Glad to do it.
Yeah, man, what we'll do is we'll take a super quick break, and we'll be back with Mr. Buddy and talk some sports.
Sounds good.
Hey y'all, it's Shannon and Ronnie with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we want to tell you about our awesome partners, Weeks Furniture.
Weeks Furniture has a friendly professional sales staff, and they're family owned.
Weeks Furniture carries Ashley, Liberty, Craftmaster, and many other top brands.
They showcase a variety of living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, home office, kids' bedrooms, home decor, and more.
They offer free local delivery, financing is available, and they will meet or beat any competitor's pricing.
Come see why Weeks Furniture has been serving the Miss Lou for almost 60 years.
Hey guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Gregg Vet today.
My name is Yvonne Ivory. I'm the lab director here at Trinity Medical. I have 40 years of medical laboratory experience.
Hello, my name is Mary Cubic. I am Trinity Medical Outpatient Specialist, and I've been doing this for over 40 years.
Our lab offers numerous services. We have an exceptional outpatient department. We provide phlebotomies and venipunctures for tests requested by physicians. Trinity Lab has the newest, most innovative equipment for specimen processing, yielding quick turnaround times for results. Doctors are able to diagnose and treat patients in a timely manner for faster healing. Our newest addition is our in-house microbiology department.
Hi, I'm Fayla Goodon, and I am the lead microbiology tech here at Trinity Medical. I have over 24 years of experience, and this is our brand new microbiology department. So if the doctors suspect infection, that's where we bring the cultures back here. We set them up on different types of media, depending on what type of culture it is. So if we have some growth, it'll be something like this. So we do some offline tests where we determine if it's gram positive, gram negative, and then we're able to set it up on our machines and it's able to tell us the organism. It gives us an ID and it also gives us a sensitivity, which shows the doctor what drug will treat the patient and kill the organism.
Here at Trinity, we are committed to providing excellent patient care and services to promote the healing of our patients and our community.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. I want to tell you about our awesome partners, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chiks. Hicks Chiks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know they are also open to the public? Hicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish. And don't forget about their famous TNT burgers that are already pattied up for you and their amazing dessert options. So go see the awesome team at Hicks Chiks at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Natchez. Hicks Chiks, way more than just chicken.
Welcome to your new hospital, Trinity Medical. Located in Faraday, Trinity Medical is the only acute care facility in the Tri-Parish area. Here you will find an active pursuit of holistic health, a strong, honest group of clinicians, and a consciousness of others that transcends the 80,000 square feet committed to you and your loved ones. Trinity Medical. People you know, caring for people you love.
All right, guys, we are back with Mr. Buddy Wade. How are you?
Fine.
It's nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to hearing a lot about you.
Well, it'll be short.
But Joey's been very excited about having you on, and he's been telling me a lot about you, and he told me that I'm really going to enjoy it. So if he says it, it's usually true. So
Unless I'm betting on something.
unless he's predicting the games ahead of time. But Joey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you kind of take the lead. I'm going to let you introduce Mr. Buddy and do your thing, and I'll just kind of hang out and jump in.
Sounds good. Like I was mentioning, got Buddy Wade here. I've traveled with him and their teams to West Monroe, Smith Wills, and Jackson, Vicksburg for their Pascagoula. Just some great rivalry games.
Yeah.
It was fun times.
Were you down there at Pascagoula and we had to get an escort to
Yes,
get out of there?
I was. Thanks to Robert Ogden, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild. And every time y'all played Pascagoula, it was wild. But I want to go back. So you were an assistant coach in around 72?
Somewhere around
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You were assistant to A.C. Williams.
A.C. Williams, that's
Went on
right.
to Delta State and, man, the big things, right?
Yeah, sure did.
And then you became head coach when he left, and you had Richard Williams as your
Right.
assistant,
Right.
who went to Mississippi
And
State.
this is at head coach
South
at
Natchez.
South Natchez.
Sound
And
that, yeah.
Richard Williams, who went on to take State to the Final Four, was his
Okay.
assistant coach.
Okay.
So did you see that in Richard then?
No. Well, he'd get on that bus and he'd have a basketball book, and that's all he'd do, traveling. He was reading about basketball. He was a student of the game.
Yeah.
He was.
It didn't surprise you the success he had?
No, I really, he went to Co-Lin and did a good job there. And then when he got the job there at State, he got some good kids and produced a winner.
Hey, that's
He had the X's and the O's and the Johnnies and the Joes.
That's right. Sure
You
did.
got to have both. Don't you?
You got to have them.
Well, Buddy had more than 300 wins, 2 state championships, 1980 Coach of the Year. That's when.
Is this all at South Natchez?
Yes.
Right.
Now, yeah, I'll go ahead and take care of that. Now,
300 wins. Wow.
Yeah, and then when they consolidated North and South, he took over at North. At Natchez High.
Natchez High for 3 years.
And I was curious about this, and I asked Dana Smith over at Vidalia. The fact you coached South Natchez and Natchez High, would that be considered you coaching at 2 schools? He told me it'd still be 1. I'm gonna have to ask somebody about that because I thought about that yesterday. I'm like, I wonder how that would count.
Well, when you go wins and losses, it's all one.
It's all 1. Okay,
That's right.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
It would be 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back to 1981, 23-7, and second South Haven and South State. No, I'm going back to the 80s, but that's the first I could go back.
Right.
The 80s were great for you.
Right. They were.
And,
And the 70s.
yeah,
They were.
well, they were. They were.
So that's when we won those 2 state championships back in
Right,
the 70s.
right. Yeah, talk about, and we were talking about the Cliff Hydell incident with the bases loaded, playing Pascagoula.
Yeah.
Yeah, go over that again with me.
Well, we were down by 2, and they beat us in Natchez. We went to Pascagoula and beat them. We were down 2 runs. I don't remember the exact score. And bases were loaded, and I don't remember whether it was 1 out, 2 outs, or what. Cliff was at the bat, and he thought he felt like he had the base on ball. Well, he was a little frustrated, and AC and I went down there and talked to him and said, hey, we want you to swing the bat. Just relax, put the ball in play. Well, the next pitch, he hits a grand slam, and we end up winning by 2. And then we go on and play Indianola for the state championship and won that. That was our
And
second.
you say he came back and pitched.
And he came back and pitched the last inning, and that old adrenaline was flowing. I saw him throw curveballs that I didn't realize he could throw. But it was good.
So you coach basketball and baseball?
No,
Oh,
I coached football and baseball.
football and baseball. Okay,
and
okay.
then finally went to just baseball.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
But talking about
Football and baseball. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
some of the other guys you had in the 80s, we were talking about Todd Thomas, Lee Havard, Andy Yates, Michael Lindsay. Man, you had
The Brown boys,
Absolutely. Mhm.
Cliff had 2 Haydales, and had some fine athletes. I
Yeah.
tell you, they talk about the coach, but it ain't about the coach. Those kids got to put the ball in play. They got to pick up those ground
Well,
balls
I've seen a lot
and
of
throw
talent
for
not get to their potential because they didn't have a good coach. So
Yeah, well,
I'm saying it's more than just the players. You had a lot to do with it.
I hope I had a little bit to do it, but talent goes a long way.
It does. Yeah, my buddy Vic Brown, who's fire chief at Concordia Fire District 2, one of the best catchers you had.
He was a good one.
Yeah.
Sure was.
And the other one was Michael Lindsay.
Yeah.
Of course, Michael went on to coach down south. What kind of pride do you get out seeing one of your players going to coach?
I like it,
Mhm.
and they're good young men. Fine,
Did they come to you
hard
for
working.
advice? Or?
Yeah, well, they work hard, and they did when they played and when they were coaching. They
Yeah.
did a good job. He's now the superintendent of education down in the
Golf
coast.
course? Mhm.
Yeah, he sure is.
Absolutely. Jason Simmons, man, just as smooth a shortstop as you can find.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons we almost got run out of Pascagoula.
I can believe that part.
I called on him to squeeze with 3 balls and no strikes, and he got it down. And we ended up beating Pascagoula 3-2, and that's what reason we ended up had to get the law to get us out of
I
Pascagoula.
remember y'all getting on that bus quick, and Robert still running his mouth at him.
Yeah.
Is that before the squirrel went berserk, or is that after? Wasn't that Pascagoula with
Oh,
the Ray Stevens song?
yes.
Yeah.
And of course, got to mention Will McCraney and of course Chris McCraney. Did you coach both of them?
Right. Coach both of them. Sure did.
And they were both special, obviously.
Yeah.
And to see Will go on to do what he did,
Yeah.
how many? I know you're probably not gonna know the exact number that went on to college.
Oh, I don't even know.
Bunch.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Sure was.
Yeah, I know that was a big thrill for you. Now, something we were talking about earlier. You shared Liberty Park with Cathedral and North Natchez, right?
Right. Sure did.
How tough was that? As far as y'all really had to work together. Didn't you?
Yeah, we did, and we had the cages there, which allowed us to hit and stuff like that during other ball games.
Okay.
But we didn't want to come in there and interfere with them, so we'd wait and let the ball game get close to over with, and then we'd get out there and do what we could
I
do.
just can't imagine the scheduling, how the process works when you're trying to, hey, when are you home? And
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of
Well,
Because you're not even really just doing your schedule. You're
That's right.
you're doing it around other schedules.
Right.
It's got to be a
And it's,
logistical challenge.
it was a hat trick sometimes.
I remember a couple of double headers
Yeah.
that y'all had to play
Yeah,
with another team playing after y'all.
yeah, sure was. A lot of times there were double headers, but
Yeah.
it didn't involve us. A lot of times.
Right. It made for a long day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it did. But it worked good. The coaches all worked together, and we got it done.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. I was telling you earlier, makeup game, how trying to squeeze that in.
You have to get the master schedule out. I can't go that day.
And you had quite a rivalry, obviously, with Warren Central. Man, y'all had some knockout games.
Yeah, we did.
Jim Taylor, was it? Who was the coach?
Taylor.
Taylor,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And y'all, there was a couple of times y'all had a few words.
yeah. We did. But
And a lot of that had to do with playing where you're playing and just other things.
yeah. Well,
A lot of people don't see what goes on behind the scenes either. do they?
yeah. Well, when you get competitive coaches there,
Yeah.
sometimes it can get hairy.
Yeah.
But it all works out in the end.
That's it. That's it. You were always a peacemaker.
Well,
And I know you're thrilled about the work going on at Liberty Park now.
I am. That's going to be a fine facility.
Mhm. And
Wish
it's
our
not-
kids would have got the
Yeah.
opportunity to play something like that.
Yes, indeed.
But, it's
Um,
going to be good. I see they're getting the lights up now.
Okay, good deal.
Tell us, just for those out there who may not know you as well as Joey and everything, tell us a little bit about. Did you grow up here in Natchez?
No, I'm a Delta boy.
You're a Delta guy. Okay.
I'm a Delta boy.
What town up there?
Hollandale.
Holland. Okay.
Out of about 30 minutes from Greenville, straight up 61.
And what brought you to Natchez?
When I had a friend that played ball with me at Ole Miss and then at Delta State, and he and his wife graduated the year before I did. They came to Natchez. Well, next year we're looking for a job, my wife and I, and Gregg said, Natchez folks are going to be there this week. You need to go talk to them. So we went and talked to them, and that was in '69, and we came to Natchez, and we've been here ever since.
And that was a coaching job for you?
Coach junior high football and track.
Okay. So
That's
you got
where
your
it
start
started.
here in coaching in 1969.
69.
And you coached 3 years. You coached track, you coached football, you coached baseball.
Yeah.
And then what was your last year of coaching? Official. You probably.
Well, see, I coached 3 years of Natchez High School, and then they offered me an administrative job.
Okay.
And I did that for a few years. And then I retired from public school and went to AC for 16 years.
Oh my goodness. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
as administrator there. I didn't do any coaching there.
okay.
One of the funniest things he ever told me was talking about when there was a fight on campus. He said, "If boys fighting, take your time getting there. Just let them wear each other out. If it's girls fighting, don't get close."
That's right. That's right. Those girls don't quit.
I tell people all the time, I'd rather break up. Whenever I talk to the junior high, I was like, I'd rather break up boys all day long than
Yeah.
girls. That's crazy. I don't know what it is about it.
I want to go back to consolidation, 1989. Man, it was a time, and just somebody who's in there, what it was like. Of course, I think that there was obviously a lot of mixed emotions about the football job, which Chris Calco got that over Tom Williams. They made Tom AD. I think try to appease
Right.
some people.
Yeah.
And I talked to coaches from both schools later, and they both tell me that the coaches just couldn't mesh. Because whenever it came out, hey, North and South, getting together, I know, man, there was the Robert Morgan at Warren Central said, man, they're going to be down to go play in the SEC.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. And a lot of people didn't realize South Natchez football it dropped like it did.
Yeah.
It wasn't the powerhouse it used to be.
Right.
And I mean, Block in the day had been the year before.
Right.
And North Natchez, that '88 team, they lost
That-
10 guys who
that's
were
right.
just one of the best defensive high school
That's
teams
right.
ever.
You got a Hugh Green over there on one defensive end. He takes care of half of the field there.
Now, '88 they had Herman Carroll went to the pros.
Yeah.
Kelvin Knight went to state. And Hewitt tore his ACL. He'd have been something.
Yeah.
Steve Sessions went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
They were just loaded. A lot of kids went on. But going back to that, and then basketball, that a lot of people wanted Sam West from North, and Mike Martin got it.
Yeah.
And Mike, bless his heart, he had to overcome a whole lot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
But he did it well.
he did. He handled it well. Hey, and he handled the kids well.
Yeah.
You know, he was super.
That had to
Super
be
guy.
tough putting all those kids together because you've got different ways they played, different ways they were taught to play,
That's right.
and have to come together.
And I'm assuming that was a huge rival, but they
And it was, yeah.
probably butted heads for
Exactly.
years, and then they're like, "Hey, y'all come
That's
play together."
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
And well, track was a no-brainer because Doc Woods is going to get that job.
That's right.
So really, now Bobby Hill was the North Natchez coach. Did he
Yeah.
move off somewhere else when he
He
gets
did.
away?
He left, went somewhere else. Sure did.
So I can't imagine how much you would have loved coaching people at North like Keith Bradford, Stephen Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Man, so many good ones. And another picture of Grambling. He went to Grambling, but they were good their last year. And I think they even had their first win over you that last year.
Yeah.
But of course, Bobby loved the small ball.
That's right. Yeah.
So you think, hey, man, what I could have done with those guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Nelson was the only one.
Right. That's right.
So how was it, buddy, trying to get these kids together and play together?
Well, the main thing, you just have to be consistent with what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go about what you do and don't distinguish, don't show any partiality. Everybody's put one foot in that pants at a time, you know, and they got to be treated the same. And it was challenging, but the kids responded well
Yeah, absolutely.
for the most part. They did.
That's oftentimes the case, man. The kids respond better than adults do.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
they do.
In the sporting world, parents sometimes get in the way more than kids do.
They do.
Yeah.
They sure do. You see a lot of that nowadays.
Yeah,
Parents
more.
get- Yeah.
I think it's.
That's-
I don't know if it's just because of the internet or not, but it seems like it's more so
It is.
now than
It is.
Yeah.
kids are out there trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
I guess that's for another day. But I want to.
And social media hasn't helped.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I had it.
Well, who are let's separate them between baseball and football. What's one of your baseball teams that really jumps out to you that was maybe you could do best or favorite that you had or whatever you
Yeah.
want to do.
Well, I guess the 2 state championships were, great years. Things went right for us, and we probably upset Pascagoula the second state championship because they had a senior ball club,
Yeah.
and we ended up beating them on that grand slam. And
A little bit of an upset. So that was a little bit of an upset.
oh yeah,
You beat them.
it was. Everybody expected, and they beat us at our place 5-1 or something like that. And then we went down there and beat them in a close game, and then Cliff hits that home run, and we go on to win the state championship. And that was, it ain't over till it's over.
So those were a couple of your favorite
Yeah.
baseball.
And we, kids responded well, and we had a reputation of being solid fundamentally. And over the years, it was great. Kids were great. Parents were great.
What's a team? So I'll push you a little bit on this. So what's a team that wasn't one of your championship teams that stands out to you?
Well, it was a team that I think it was around 87, going into the first round of the state playoffs, what they called by district at that time. We were 20-2. we go to Meridian, and we didn't make the plays. We got beat at Meridian, and then we came to Natchez after the bus broke down on us coming home. So we spent almost the night on the bus, and Meridian went on and beat us, and we ended up 20-4. And that club, I really expected to go a lot further than they did.
You have that sometimes. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's all about what you get there. It's great, but then once you get there, you got to play well.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we didn't play well.
And then let's move over to the football side. What's one of the football teams that you were associated with in any way that really jumps out to you?
Oh, I really. It was all. I didn't coach football for about 5 or 6 years over there.
Okay.
I didn't get into the. Sure enough,
Yeah,
I wasn't there when they won the state championship or anything like that. So.
Any of the players? Do you remember coaching that were just really good players?
Well, the Ashmore kid, quarterback, and then you had the Browns, Haydale, all those kids played baseball, but they were excellent football too. Andy Kaiser, played well. They played football, and then he was on those 2 state championship baseball teams. But,
So most people played dual sports back then.
Oh, yes.
a lot of them did. Sure did.
Did you coach both Yates boys?
Yeah.
Andy and Jay? Did Jay play baseball?
No. Well, he played football, but he was older than
Okay.
Andy. He did not.
I know one story. I was looking back and kind of remembered when I was reading about it. I think y'all were playing in Pascagoula, and Susie Russ happened to be taking the Colonel's ladies somewhere, and they stopped by your game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Your kids a huge lift.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Sure.
neat.
Yeah. I think that's the ball game we ended up winning 3-2.
Okay. That's really neat.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite place to go?
Favorite to go? Well,
Smith
Brookhaven.
Wheels had
Brookhaven was always a rival.
Yeah.
They were in our district, and Macomb. Of course, we're going to play them every year, and then of course getting in the playoffs and going to Jackson, and our kids get to play in Smith Wheels. And 1 year, 2 years, we were playing Callaway, and they had that team that didn't lose a ball game for 2 years. And we ended up having to play them, and they beat us in the Big 8. They beat us in the South State, and they beat us in the overall. A lot of good memories.
Yes, indeed. Did you coach Joey Porter?
I did, and he coached with me.
Okay.
I coached him that year. I helped AC, and they won the state championship here the year before I took over, and Joey was a pitcher on that. Joey holds a record right now that still stands at 80 2/3 scoreless innings.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
unbelievable.
And for a young man that weighed 140 pounds, and he couldn't hardly break that window, but he could spot the ball, and he could throw the curveball for a strike at any time, and he was quite a competitor.
He was a competitor, absolutely.
Yeah, he was. He was a heck of a football player
He
too.
was a true pitcher then. He was.
Yeah.
When you can't throw it 100 miles an hour, you gotta be a pitcher.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta work around it.
Of course, in the box, you don't have a quarterback, but he kind of ran the offense in football.
That's right.
I wanted to ask you, and I know you've had some characters, but I think we all know who the biggest character was you coached.
Challenge or character?
This guy.
Is that mutually exclusive?
Well, I don't know. You'd always have one.
I'm going to go ahead and put this guy at the top, Burks Brown.
Oh, yeah, Burks was.
He had a deal where somebody messed up or did something wrong, or they'd have to run to the light pole in center field, which was 400 feet back then. I think Burks beat
461, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Wow. I think Burks led the team in running to the light pole.
Yeah, he did a few of those. He sure did.
But a lot of bus rides. I I know you got a lot of bus. I've talked to you
Oh,
before
yeah.
about some of those crazy stories.
I'm gonna tell you, there's something. We come back to Vicksburg one night, and the clutch went out on the bus. Gil Morris was driving the bus,
Oh, Lord.
and I said, "Don't stop, Gil." And he said, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "Keep going." I said, "When I tell you to push the clutch down, you push it, and I'm gonna jam it in the gear, and just keep going." And we were outside Port Gibson, headed this way. We had to go through Port Gibson, and then once we got there, he pushed the clutch in and let off the gas, and I put it down and shifted it, and keep going.
Yeah.
And we got to Natchez, and we ended up over there to school, and the bus went there, and that's where we left it that night. But,
That's awesome.
That's funny.
So then you went on to be administrative job at ACCS, and then
Yeah.
became headmaster.
yeah.
So did you hire Gil as baseball coach or
Oh,
at AC?
Uh,
Was he-
I had a little something to do with that. Rufus Carlott was the headmaster there, but
I'm sure you had a lot to do with it. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
fit, too.
Gil does an excellent job in the classroom. He did an excellent job with the baseball.
And some of your other assistants, Boo Flowers.
Booth Flowers, of course, AC. Let's see.
A few of them.
I did, and I'm trying to think of Fred Cannon, who came from Brookhaven. He was an old Brookhaven guy.
And how big is that? As far as having a.
Well, it's good. These guys were good with the kids.
Mhm.
They didn't mind getting out there and working and hitting the ground balls and the fly balls, and they had a good relationship with the kids, so that was never any problem. It was good. Had excellent coaches, excellent group of kids, not a whole lot of discipline, and that flagpole would take care of a lot of it.
So you played ball at AC? Is that?
Oh no,
Oh, okay. You just attended AC.
I just was.
I mean, I'm sorry, not AC. I'm Ole Miss. Did you play ball? at Ole Miss?
1 year.
Okay.
I went there 1 year.
Tell us about that real quick.
Well, I was a freshman there
Okay.
playing football, and I left after the first year and went to Delta State
Okay.
and graduated from Delta State and played football there.
Played football there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't know baseball.
Okay. What was Delta State called back then? Were they the Statesmen?
Statesman, yeah.
When did they become the
After I left, the
The
fighting
Fighting
Oakland,
Oakland,
yeah,
yeah.
it was after I left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you played at Ole Miss that year, your freshman year, they had some pretty good ball pros back then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure did. Alan Brown, of course, was a senior there,
Mm.
and of course he was All-American. Had two guys from Natchez that were there, Gary Richardson,
Oh, yeah.
and
He went, yeah.
Yeah.
He played at Vidalia, Jerry.
he did, and then he came to Natchez
Okay.
High School his senior year,
Okay.
and then
He was a heck of an athlete.
he was. Yeah, we get out there running sprints, and he'd be right in the middle of the sprint at Ole Miss, and they'd say, "All right, first one over goes in," and then Jerry would outrun all of us by 10 yards. Yeah, he was a guard, but he was a sprinter also,
Wow.
and he could fly. He was a good one.
He's ready to go in. wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He saved his best for when they start saying it's time to go in.
Yeah. Goodness.
So did you play Cathedral back then?
Yeah, we at first our varsity played theirs, and then they decided they weren't going to play our varsity, and I can understand that.
Mhm.
And then our B team started playing, and our
Which was
B
good
team.
for your B team.
Oh yeah, and we played Vidalia too, B team. A lot of time, a couple of years there, we played over 20 games as B team group, which
Wow.
was good.
Yeah.
As a coach, at some point, you get in a situation where you don't have enough equipment. You have to cut kids, and that's not good.
Yeah.
And
Tough part of the job.
yeah, so we started accumulating more uniforms, and we keep the last 3 or 4 years I was St. Natchez, we keep 40 kids. And we play a B team schedule and a varsity schedule. We try to get as much playing in as we could.
So each year, I guess you had to adapt to your personnel.
Oh,
Do you know right off kind of what you would have and what you?
Well, you get an idea, but you know, if somebody always stepped up, you know, and you always have to adapt. My philosophy was we're going to swing the bat for 4 innings, and then we're going to try to get runs because they're going to have to, if we can get one, they got to have 2 to beat us. So we kind of swing the bat early and bunt, unless we got against, say, like we did in Pascagoula, we got down there and they had a big kid that could throw it. And we knew right off the bat, we better get them when we can. We scored 3 runs against them, and 2 of them were squeeze bunt, you know.
Yeah.
And we just out-finessed them, I guess you'd say. And you just have to adapt to who you're facing and go from there. We have a history of bunting a lot, and that's the reason why. Because anytime you score 1, they got to have 2 to beat you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know we were talking earlier too. It'd be tough for somebody like you or D. Faircloth or the old school to coach now.
Yeah, the discipline. I don't see the discipline, and I don't see the kids as disciplined as they once were. And I don't like these tournament teams. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like that personally. And it's good for a lot of kids, but it also hurts a lot of kids that don't get to take part in the baseball local because they're not quite as good as these tournament guys. And you never know when I know a couple guys I had that I thought about cutting them, and I didn't. I had enough uniforms, then they come up and start for you.
Just
A year
late
later,
bloomers.
yeah, late bloomers. That's right. You just don't ever know, and that was always the only part of baseball, other than sometimes those long rides. But having to cut kids, I didn't like that idea.
And
Yeah.
I know you're not for participation trophies either.
No, that's right. that's
Do you think that's kind of spoiling a lot of kids? It just kind of takes away from everything. doesn't it?
yeah, it does.
And I don't think kids are as, I don't know, I know they all love their schools, but they don't seem to be in it for the school like they used to.
It's all about me now.
It is.
And the parents are that way also.
Yeah.
Used to, in the old days, you know, they were all for one, but nowadays, I think it's all about me
Yeah,
and my kid. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what we got time for. Maybe one question each, and I was going to ask you this, kind of leading into it, is your thoughts on kind of like the NIL and all of that, since that's a big deal with sports. And I don't know if you've been keeping up with all of that.
I don't.
So, what are your thoughts on the transfer and NIL and all that?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
It's not. These kids come in here and it's just like we were talking about a while ago. It's all about me. It's not about the team. And these kids being able to transfer and just jump up and go and start where they had at one time they could transfer, but they had to lay out of you. And now they can walk in there and play. I don't like that. I don't think it's good for the sport. I don't think they call it an amateur sport, but it's not an amateur sport.
It's not really. And I think Joey and I have talked about it a lot. We always like to get people's thoughts on that. Yesterday you saw Harbaugh jump from Michigan to the Chargers. I think we're going to start seeing more and more coaches jump from college to pro because
it's all about the dollar.
I can't imagine being a college coach right now trying to re-recruit your own team, recruit high school player. Yeah. You're having to kiss the butt of this 16-year-old. Yeah. You know, the whole thing is just a disaster.
Yeah. Well, these kids come out of high school and say the Manning kid at Texas, he got several million. I saw where he donated a bunch of money to charity. You know, it's good that the kid can receive that money, but it's not hip in college football.
We talked about that too. Here's your offensive lineman not getting anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if it's not for those big linemen, They don't stand back there and throw it.
It's got to cause locker room division too.
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
But it's all about me now.
Yeah.
It's not about us anymore.
And Joey, I'll let you kind of wrap things up.
Go along with something else. And nowadays, the poor coaches now, they get onto a kid. The parents are calling the principal. They're in the principal's office, and it's like, well, how do you expect me to have a good team, and when I can't keep them in line?
Yeah, you got to have discipline. If you're not disciplined, you can't play the game to your ability.
And of course, you got to figure out the chemistry of the team as well. I imagine there are kids you put out there that weren't as good as some of the other kids, but they were team players.
Yeah.
And you have to figure that out as well.
Yeah. Well, and you got different kids that have different abilities, and you have to play them in situations, and sometimes that brings about hard feelings. It's coaching nowadays. I feel like it's a lot tougher dealing with these individuals and the parents. I don't see the parents helping them a lot as back in the old days. They would allow you to discipline their kids. They might not like it, but they would allow you to, and they weren't vulnerable and running to the principal. We never had any of that.
Yeah. And your support system was awesome back then. Charlie Ross comes to mind right away.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had everybody behind you that he was.
He was.
He loved watching those games, too.
Yeah. He was a good guy. He really was. He was.
All right. Good stuff.
Mr. Buddy, I appreciate you coming out. It was,
well, good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was a good talk. I knew Joey said you'll enjoy listening to that, listening to his stories and everything. He was right. He was right again.
Well, it was some good years right there.
Yeah.
And it's all, you got to give the kids the credit because they wanted to go out there and do what you need to do to be successful.
We appreciate all that you've done over the years for this area. And I'm sure I speak for a lot of your former players and everything when I say thank you for all you've done over the years.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Rachel Kate, the marketing special here. Specialties I'm making. Specialties here at Magnolia Bluff Casino. We'll be right back.
Tis the season to win our 40 grand dashing into cash and $10,000 New Year New Money grand prize. It's time to unwrap over $70,000 in winnings. It's always a good time. Visit MagnoliaBluffsCasino.com.
Glad to have y'all with us. A couple of things mentioned. I was talking to Buddy Wade after he left, and what a great guy. He actually coached the first All-Star game, baseball All-Star game in 1980.
Okay.
And in 2010 was named to the Crossroads All-Star Hall of Fame. So
wow.
So just so many things. I mean,
yeah.
He doesn't like talking about himself, but we can take care of that.
That's right. And Miss Rachel Kate Evans is here with us today, marketing specialist. We're gonna brag on her a little bit too. So
sure.
I'm so happy to be here. I've been waiting on this moment.
So I got to mess with her because this whole season she's been telling people, yeah, it's fine, just don't be nervous, just get over there and do it. But she hasn't done it. So then she's like, I'm nervous. I'm like, you've been telling people all year not to be nervous, but
I'm the hype man.
He's a hype man. That's right. So we have to mess with her a little bit, pick on her a little bit.
I deserve that.
So why don't you tell us, Rachel, what your role is here at Magnolia Bluff?
Yeah, so we are a very small but mighty team here in the marketing department. So everything from creating the mailers, any communication that you see go out, the posters, the web, anything that's digital or print, I have a hand in. And I work cross-functionally with all the departments within Magnolia Bluff Casino and Hotel and our corporate office. So I feel like my hands are like in everything. But it's really just essentially to make sure that our brand is communicated consistently and accurately across the board.
Yeah. And you do, We hadn't let Joe in the VIP room yet. That's our ongoing joke every week.
Pushing for it.
And she's planning and executing VIP parties and stuff like that. So, Joe, you got an in here.
Yes. So, yes, that is one thing I am trying to do is really get more involvement in like the sports book and our VIP room. Right now we have VIP parties once a month and I am responsible for planning those and executing those. So it's probably one of the really fun things I enjoy doing. I mean, I enjoy everything, but it's just really fun. So of course, Joey, anytime you want to come to VIP room, I will take whoever's in there out. Anything for you.
It must be tough juggling everything you have to do. And I imagine the hardest part is telling people no when you know there's just no way.
Yes, that honestly, yep, you nailed it. That's probably the hardest thing. You never want to like upset anyone, or you just want to make sure everyone's having a good time. Everyone gets what they want, but sometimes it's just not possible.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we do try and do whatever we can to make sure.
You do go beyond being charity.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And if I'm not mistaken, I know we talked about it before. Are you still able to rent the VIP room?
Yes.
Parties and stuff like that?
Yes.
So that's really cool. I mean, it's a cool area. Joey, we'll let you in there one day. I think the Super Bowl is right over for
I want all the fireworks to go on when I'm in there.
Yeah, we're going to get you over for a little while on Super Bowl day, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All the bells and whistles.
That's right. That's right.
I got my birthday marked down for it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So what else is, let's see, what's coming up here at the casino?
So immediately this weekend, we have River Dan Band in
Yeah.
town on Friday and Saturday night starting at 7 p.m.
And I can vouch for, I've seen River Dan quite a few times.
Oh,
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't, no.
If you're into like older country music, this guy is like amazing. I mean, his band, like, I'm talking like really, really great. So
I am excited to hear him. I love when we get talent in here that I've never heard of, and it's just because I'm not from here.
Yeah.
So I just love getting to know all the local bands and music around here.
You're
so
gonna really like his style. I mean, it's really good. Yeah. So Friday and Saturday, I'll have to come up and check him out one of these nights.
Yes, and then next week, I'm really excited. This is probably the funnest promotion that I have been a part of since I've been here, but we're doing a Florida Fortune promotion every Friday and Saturday in February. So essentially, we have a Mardi Gras tree and 2 winners per hour from 6 to 10. We'll get to choose up some beads, and they peel off the tab on the beads, and it will reveal free slot play. So an amount like I think it's $100 to $300, and then they can go back to the tree, pick a mask, and then they win cash. So this is a promotion where you win both free slot play and cash.
Oh, cool.
And you get to keep the beads, and I feel like it's just really fun, especially with how big Mardi Gras is and how exciting. So
no doubt about it.
That'll be all month long next month.
Yeah, and then I'm reading our paper here, and I'm trying to figure out how to ask. Joey, you take the next one right there. It's,
I definitely had to throw that in there.
National Tater Tot Day. I'm not sure what that means, but
so I feel like there are so many like national days, national I don't know, like Hold Hands Day, National Greeting Day. Like, I don't know. There's just so many national days, but I personally am a fan of tater tots.
You and
like,
Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm obsessed with tater tots, really. So when I saw this, I'm like, there's a National Tater Tot Day, what? And we just brought tater tots back on the menu. So I'm like, we have to do something. So we're going to have a promotion for National Tater Tot Day. So stay tuned on our Facebook page to see what that will be. But we're thinking something that has to do with our loaded tots, but it'll be fun. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm down. I like tater tots. I'm not, I'm a tater tot man myself.
I don't know what
I don't celebrate it like maybe like you do, National Tater Tot Day.
I don't know what
maybe I will not. Maybe I'll start. I don't know.
Maybe.
And I imagine this is a lot like going to a game. People want to be entertained.
Yes.
And is that something you strive for? Or?
Yes, we're always trying to figure out, what are people wanting? What's going to get them excited? What's going to make them feel special?
Yeah.
What's going to make them want to come in here and come again and tell their friends about it? So that's something that we're always trying to improve upon.
Yeah,
So a
y'all
lot
do a
of
great job.
creativity, and that's, I think, what's really fun is we can just kind of like bounce ideas off the wall, and whatever one idea one person has, they kind of spew it off, and then we all bounce back and forth, and then it just like we could do so many different things. And I think that's one thing I love about this company is they really take your ideas and kind of let you run with it.
That's a great thing about working with small teams. I found over my career is when I hate dealing with like so much corporate stuff. I like being able to sit in a room and share ideas and say, hey, you have a really good idea. Let's implement it. Instead of saying, let's send it up 9 to 9 people, never hear back. But yeah, so that's really cool. So in just a second, we got Tim coming on with our picks of the week. But before we get out of here, is there anything, since we got Tim here, is there anything bad you want to say about Tim or anything like that?
No, Tim's great. No, Tim is really great, and honestly, I wanted him on here instead of me, so I am mad at him because he made me come on here today. No, I'm just kidding. But no, what I was just gonna say is, if everyone watching can just go and like our Facebook page and invite your friends to like our Facebook page. That's really where we're keeping everything, keeping everyone up to date with everything, and it's the best place to kind of keep your finger on the pulse of what we're doing over here.
Yeah, okay. Well, good deal. And we appreciate you coming on. So it wasn't so bad, was it?
No. I know it wasn't any bad. I just behind the scenes.
I told you it wasn't going to be that bad. But we thank you, Reggie, for coming on. And thank you for everything that you do for the casino and us every week. So, and we'll be right back with our Take It to the Bank Locks of the Week with Tim.
'Tis the season to win our 40 grand dashing into cash and $10,000 New Year New Money Grand Prize. It's time to unwrap over $70,000 in winnings. It's always a good time. Visit MagnoliaBluffsCasino.com.
All right, guys, we are back with Tim and our Take It to the Bank Locks of the Week. And Tim's feeling good this week because you are officially in the lead.
In the lead.
We've got so far right now. If you count wins, I've got 21 wins, you've got 21 wins, and Joey's got 19 wins, which is pretty amazing that we've been doing this all season and we're all this close. But you've got one less loss. I'm 21, 23, and 1. You're 21, 22, and 2. So you got a half game lead on me if my math is right.
On a push.
And Joey is. We've got 3 games left to pick. We've got the 2 games this week and the Super Bowl. So Joey is, as we start to get to the end, how they say mathematically, he is not mathematically eliminated. So what we're going to do, we're going to cover the games real quick before, but what we're going to do is we're going to make you pick before Joey this week because he said I got to go against whatever Tim said.
That's fair.
So so before we get into our picks, let's jump into the games. Well, real quick, Harbaugh to the Chargers happened yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think we're going to start seeing more college coaches go to the pros, man. Who wants to do this college stuff anymore?
Right. I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher when the kids are now basically pro athletes with NIL deals. And, I mean, you can't fault them. They're going to go where the money is.
Yeah.
But you're no longer developing, you're not having the same effect developing these kids, and the coaching style has to change. And if you're going to have to coach that way and deal with those egos, why not go to the NFL and get a bigger contract?
Yeah.
One amazing thing I heard this morning, I was telling Ronnie about earlier, morning drive with Jake and Aaron, there's only 3 active coaches who have won national championships now with Harbaugh and Saban.
Wow.
Kirby Smart,
Dabo
Swinney,
and Matt Brown.
And who knows how much longer Matt Brown's going to be around. That blows your mind when you really think about it. It's like when 3 coaches have won the national championship.
And then what were you saying about the current coaches?
Oh, well, I said also, this is like in the last 2 weeks. There's only, of the 4 playoff teams, there's only 1 coach left on the team. All the other 3 coaches are gone. 1 in the NFL and 2 switched teams.
Says a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you do? Well, 1 retired and 1 switched teams and 1 in the NFL. But, yeah, I mean, so now as a college coach, you're really, instead of just a coach, like in the NFL, you're the coach. You've got your GM who's taking care of paying the contracts and all of that. You don't have to worry about that. But now in college, you're the coach, you're a recruiter, you're also the GM. You got to, even though they can't pay them directly, you're having to make sure they're taken care of. They're happy. I mean, it's just a mess right now. So
It is.
Harbaugh obviously is a pro guy, but I think it's going to be more of that to come. And I think he'll do well in the Chargers.
Oh, I agree.
Chargers have been one of those teams for the last few years that is always ranked high in the preseason because they're always so loaded with talent, and they just underachieve. But they're not going to underachieve with Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's right.
Next year or two, they'll be a force.
And I don't think he would have gone to a team that didn't have a solid quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. He's got a great quarterback there. So I'm on to last week's game. Let's break down real quick. Texans and Ravens. Tim was there. Me and you both lost on this game. You went 3-1 last week, but this is the one that you missed on. Because it was a 9.5-point spread, I think that was why we both thought the Ravens were going to win.
That's right. That's right.
But the spread, what were your thoughts on that game?
I mean, I thought
was it a shocker that it was that?
It was. Yeah, I was expecting the Texans to come out, especially the way that they've been playing, closing out the season. I was surprised to see them kind of come out and be flat, and I mean that was just the Ravens' game.
They look pretty filthy right now.
They do.
Yeah. What were your? Did you get the chance to watch a game?
Yeah, and I kind of expected it. Just because I think the Texans, that stage they kept, the bigger stage, and that's a lot to ask of C.J. Stroud to keep doing what he was doing against that defense.
Yeah. I kind of fall. I think Tim and I both thought the same thing. We just thought that they would keep it within 9,
right.
9.5. Green Bay and the 49ers. Now, I have to confess, I was somewhere and I didn't get to watch this game, but I was watching a little bit of it. It was call-out ball night, and I was watching a little bit of it on my phone and checking the score and all of that. But it looked like the Packers kind of had it in control until the end, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. Purdy didn't have a great game. So, yeah, it was a tight game. It could have gone either way.
What are your thoughts on the Packers' little run that they made?
Yeah, I mean, they came out at the end of the year, but fell a little short.
Yeah, Love is
the pressure they put on Purdy as well.
Love kind of impressed me, Love impressed me during the playoffs. Because that beatdown they put on the Cowboys, man, that was something. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Let's leave the Cowboys out of this. It's Willie's birthday today.
Is it Willie's birthday?
let's go a day without beating up the Cowboys.
And I had Fred in the studio on Tuesday, so yeah. And then we had Tampa Bay and Detroit. Man, I tell you what, Detroit's atmosphere this year in the playoffs. I think we talked about this last week, but it's so similar to the 2009 Saints, where they just hadn't won in so long. And I went to all the playoff games in 2009, and they were all amazing, but each one was just like
ramping it up. Yeah.
Are we really this close to the Super Bowl? It's almost just like, oh my goodness. Now the difference between us and them that year, we had home field all the way through. We beat the Vikings that last game, but they have to go to San Francisco this week. But those the Lions, that atmosphere has been pretty cool to see on TV. Have y'all any shots in that game to y'all that I thought the Lions handled their business.
Well, you knew too that Tampa Bay was due to come down, right? And I think that was a lot.
Yeah, Tampa Bay was certainly playing over their head for a little bit. They're not really they were right there with the Saints all year.
Exactly.
About 1 or 2 games difference, and then they end up here.
Well, they were in the game to the fourth quarter. It was a tie game going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was, and then Detroit kind of
scored 2 unanswered, and
I think that was really that atmosphere that kind of took over, and that was that home field advantage, I believe.
Coach should spend a little bit more time preparing to play in that dome.
Yeah. That weather, that 68 degrees at the dome.
5 minutes walking into that stadium. That was tough.
Oh, man, what a journalism. That's what they call journalism today, Joe. Man.
We got a little bit of that here locally.
Oh, man.
After the Bills-Chiefs game and Jason Kelsey, Ronnie was talking about coming on air without a shirt on, and you're welcome. I told you that.
Oh, man.
It's been the meme of the week. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't go
yeah.
anywhere without seeing him.
Goodness, you're right.
The last game of the week, good game. But really, I thought the Chiefs had multiple times to put it away, especially that fumble on the goal line. That would have really nailed it. The wide right came down to the Buffalo Bills again, just like the 90s. Any shots in that game to y'all?
The fake punt.
That was
That was
bad.
Mean, if
That
you're
was
gonna fake
bad.
it, at least throw it. I mean,
that was bad. Tim, you got this one right. We both missed on this. We both had the Bills at 2.5.
Telling you, I have a hard time getting off the Swifty train.
Man, I thought the Chiefs aren't as good this year as they have been. But this game the other day, their defense, everything, they look great, man. I mean, they look like the old Chiefs.
Well, I think we've all talked. I'm not a fan. I don't think any of us are a fan of unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
And the Bills, there's certainly, it's a different environment there. But some of the tricks that they, did, and I read the report of them turning off the hot water at halftime so they had fake cold showers and stuff. Win it out on the field, don't?
Yeah.
So I'm not sad to see the Bills lose that and the Chiefs move on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to. I see that delicious food coming out, so I got. We'll hold on 1 second. We're gonna do our picks real quick.
Oh, you got the fried chicken this week.
Is that what it is?
So it looks like.
Oh man. So let's start with the Detroit San Francisco game because that's the only one I've made my mind up on yet.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and go first on this one. I've got it's a 7-point spread in favor of the Niners. I'm going to take Detroit plus 7.
I'm right there with you.
You going to go with that too?
No question in my mind that I've got to go Detroit plus 7.
And Joey, I guess we know what you're
I
going
gotta
to
go
do.
49ers. I might have picked 49ers anyway.
Where are you going to go with that anyway?
Yeah.
Even at 7?
Yeah.
You think they're going to? Okay.
That 7's hard. That's just.
It is. I bet that. I know we don't want to move off, that line. But I think, with the action that's going to come in this week, you're going to see that line move up or down. So I think by the time the game goes off, it'll either be at 6.5 or 7.5. Nobody wants to sit on that key number.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got Kansas City at Baltimore. They got Baltimore at minus 3.5. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I'm sticking with the Swifty train. Taking the Chiefs plus 3.5.
You're gonna go Chiefs plus 3.5. All right. I'm gonna go with the Ravens minus 3.5, man.
All right.
I think that might be my heart talk because I don't want to see the Chiefs in it again. But I just like to see new teams creep up in it. Lamar, I don't think's made it to the Super Bowl yet, so I wouldn't mind seeing them do it.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it should be a great game. Joey, I'm guessing that you're going to go with Baltimore.
Ravens, yeah.
Outside
that
of
0.5 is huge.
outside of Tim's pick, which way would you have went with it? If it wasn't for the.
I might have gone with the Ravens, but like that half point was just. I'm scared now.
Yeah. Man, we got like we said, 21 wins, 19 wins. We're all right there. We got these two, and then we got the Super Bowl. So we'll see how it shapes up. I knew Tim would be feeling good this week coming in, taking the lead. He's been right there a game or a half game back for the last couple of weeks.
He's waiting to make his move.
Yeah, he's waiting to make his moves.
Waiting to figure out what size trophy to order.
That's right. We had already agreed if it was Joe, it was going to be a smaller trophy. So what do we have? So, Rachel, what do we have here? Let's see.
Got the fried chicken.
Man.
Fried chicken.
Oh, man.
Joey has mashed potatoes, greens, and cornbread.
Oh, man.
Versus greens and mac and cheese.
Oh, my goodness.
Awesome.
So this is part of our
This looks
new
amazing.
menu, comfort food that chefs come up with. I had this the other day. It's a lot of chicken, so it might be 2 meals.
Yeah.
But it was real good.
That's what I'm
It was
thinking.
real good.
And normally I take a little bit to Melissa, but she's gone to market in Dallas, so I'll be eating 2 meals of chicken. So I don't even have to share today. So that's even better. Well, yeah, we had Chef on last week, man. What a guy! I can't wait to try this out.
And the engagement on last week's show online, and the love that people were showing for Anthony, I think I talked about it last week. I won't spend much time on how great I think he is, but it was awesome to see our guests and your community and fans all coming out and talking about what a great guy he was. So cool.
Everybody knows, and if they don't know, that if they meet him, they will say you can't meet him in 5 minutes. That's right. So, well, man, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate Magnolia Bluff Casino. We appreciate Concordia Sentinel, and we appreciate all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen. And thank you to all of our viewers. It's been a fun season. We still got a couple more to go. And thank you to everybody out there. God bless. And as always, have a champion day.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.